Marcus Morris in these situations. I've seen it.
Well, Crystal's going to have to step in sooner or later. Now, Can't getting in his face.
These are times when trash-talking NBA legends backfired horribly, and starting off with Magic Johnson when he decided to poke the bear. Or should I say, the GOAT. While this may have not taken place directly on an NBA court, and instead during a Team USA practice, it was still trash talk between two NBA legends. Magic Johnson recalled an interesting story during his visit to the set of All the Smoke with Matt Lawrence and Steven Jackson.
We got on a little run, so we scored about 8 in a row. They didn't score. Timeout. So Michael walking back. I don't usually talk trash, but I had to that time. So I said, Michael, if you don't turn into Air Jordan, we gonna blow y'all out.
It was at this moment that he knew he f***ed up.
Man, he started sweating.
It was hard.
That tongue went long. You know when that tongue come out.
It's over. It's a problem.
He about to do something. That dude came out that timeout. He scored about 4 straight threes. So he stole the basketball. He coming down the right side. He takes off. David Robinson coming this way. So Mike just cuffed. And he just looked at
in
him.
the air.
And he kept looking. He kept looking. He kept looking. He went all the way down, Jack. He did a 360. Bam! I said, that's it. That's it. It's over. That's him.
Jordan's team retaliated by dominating the game, leaving Johnson to acknowledge it as one of the greatest games he had ever played. This incident highlights a clear lesson. Even if you are a legendary player like Magic Johnson, trash-talking Michael Jordan is not a good idea. It most likely will never end well for your team. It probably won't end well either when your team is going in as an underdog. But one thing you have to do is remain confident, right? Well, James Harden may have been a little too confident when he had these choice words about Golden State back in the 2015 season. During the 2014-15 season, when the Warriors went on to win an NBA championship, the Rockets were sent off the face against them in a regular season game. Harden, who had already lost to the Warriors twice that season, was caught on camera talking trash to his teammates during the pregame huddle. Take a look for yourself.
Twice, dog. You beat us already twice. That ain't that good, man. Let's go. Bounce back from last game. Swag champs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Swag champs.
The Warriors went on to dominate this game, winning 131-106, and went on to sweep the season series. In the playoffs, the Warriors defeated the Rockets in 5 games. In the very next season, the Warriors once again swept the Rockets in the regular season and knocked them out in the playoffs in 5 games. It's clear that Harden's trash talk had backfired, as the Warriors proved to be a dominant force on the court. Despite his talent, he learned the hard way that underestimating your opponent is never a good idea in the NBA. Another not so good idea is to egg on the player you're defending, especially when that player is Paul Pierce, aka The Truth. Paul Pierce built a successful career by using his killer instinct to silence both crowds and his opponents. This earned him the nickname The Truth. In addition to being able to dish out trash talk, Pierce could also take it on the chin.
We're just getting a taste of him. I'm like, I'm tired of getting the taste of him. I want the whole load.
One memorable instance of him personifying his nickname occurred during the 2003 playoffs when the Boston Celtics faced off against the Indiana Pacers. During the final possession, the Pacers in the lead, swingman Al Harrington decided to challenge The Truth. With Pierce holding the ball at the three-point line and Harrington guarding him closely, Harrington began to taunt Pierce, challenging him to take the shot. This may not have been the best idea.
Joe DeRozan telling him to shut up. Pierce buries it right to Harrington's face.
This was the game-winning dagger that silenced not only the Pacers but Al Harrington after daring Paul Pierce to take the shot. Sometimes it's really just better to keep your mouth shut. And speaking of keeping your mouth shut, someone who should have told this purple shirt guy back in 2016 to keep his mouth shut against the legendary Dwyane Wade. As we know, trash talking is an integral part of basketball. However, sometimes the most vocal trash talkers are the fans. This was the case for the Charlotte Hornets fan known as Purple Shirt Guy, who relentlessly heckled Miami Heat's Dwyane Wade during the 2016 NBA playoffs. The entire game, this guy couldn't keep his mouth shut. It reached a point where Wade couldn't ignore Purple Shirt Guy any longer. The final 4 minutes of the game, Wade decided to take matters into his own hands.
Wade, another 3. It's good. Dwyane Wade from downtown. Wade leans in, falling away, puts it in. Dwyane Wade does it again.
still finding it within himself to knock down big shots. Purple shirt man, have a seat. Mama, there goes that man.
Dwyane Wade would go on a rampage, scoring 8 points, stealing the ball, blocking shots, and drew a crucial foul, all while silencing Purple Shirt Guy and the rest of the Hornets fans. Wade's clutch performance sealed the victory for the Heat and eliminated the Hornets from the playoffs. In the end, for Dwyane Wade, it was just another day in the office. A reminder that he was one of the best in the business and could perform under pressure when it mattered most. And for the Purple Shirt Guy, I think it's safe to say he learned his lesson because the internet never saw him again. But just because one fan learned their lesson doesn't mean everyone did. Although this particular moment happened long before Purple Shirt Guy, I'm talking about Spike Lee. He is a regular front row attendee at Knicks home games, often engaging in vocal trash talk aimed at opposing teams. This behavior has earned him the ear of many players over the years, although none more so than the Indiana Pacers legend Reggie Miller. During a physical playoff series in 1994 between the Knicks and Pacers, Miller endured Spike Lee's insistent taunts from the sidelines. Despite being on the road and facing a hostile crowd, Miller still scored 39 points, repeatedly taunting Lee with every shot. And he did all this while gesturing to Spike Lee by wrapping his hands around his throat, signifying the Knicks had indeed choked. The following day, the New York Post headlines in the wake of the loss was Reggie Spikes Knicks, highlighting Lee's perceived role in the Knicks' defeat. A lot of players don't mind trash talking when they're up, but the realest ones are the players who aren't afraid to talk when they're down.
Let's see if all that trash talking starts when it's 0-0 instead of 5-6 point lead. That's where it starts.
Devin Booker and Luka Doncic in recent years have cooked up one of the newest and hottest beasts in the NBA. But in the 2022 NBA playoffs, Luka Doncic had the last laugh after Devin Booker started talking just a little too early. The Suns were facing the Mavericks in the second round of the 2022 playoffs, and the series was going back and forth entering Game 5. With this series notched to 2 games apiece, Game 5 is a crucial win for whichever team comes up on top. The game is what really sparked the feud between Booker and Luka. During a blowout win for the Suns, Devin Booker got fouled and proceeded to poke fun at Luka Doncic while winning the game big. The Suns went on to win this game 110-80, and the Suns thought they had this series in the bag, especially considering that teams that win Game 5 of a 2-of-2 best-of-7 series, 84% of the time they win, but that did not faze Luka in the slightest. After the blowout loss in Game 5, reporters caught Luka saying this walking into the locker room. What proceeded to happen in the next 2 games is one of the most brutal examples of trash talking backfiring. Game 6, Luka Doncic dropped a dominant 33-11-8 and a 113-86 victory to force Game 7. What happened in Game 7 honestly may not have even been suitable for everyone watching at the time. This wasn't a beating, this was a slaughter. From the opening tip, you could see Luka Doncic took the trash talk very personally. By the end of the first quarter, Luka already had 12 points, and the Mavericks had gained a 10-point lead. But the second quarter was when things got really ugly for Booker and the Suns. Luka Doncic would go on to finish the half with 27 points. The Suns also only had 27 points. Luka scored as much as the Phoenix Suns' entire team in the first half. The game was already set in stone at this point, with the score being a whopping 57-27. The final score was 123-90 Mavericks, and Luka Doncic would finish with the last laugh, along with 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists in only 30 minutes of play. Devin Booker, on the other hand, only finished with a measly 11 points on 3 of 14 shooting in 36 minutes. Luka, not only did he get the last laugh, but he also got a new son after the game, and his name was Devin Booker. Luka also left us with possibly the most iconic meme so far for the decade, with this gem right here. This beef continues to heat up, as this past regular season the Mavericks and Suns were facing off again, and Devin Booker was waiting for his moment to clap back after the embarrassment of that playoff series. Luka Doncic missed a potential game-winning layup, and of course Booker was right there to let Luka know about it, so they got face to face.
And now Durant will shoot free throws, and Devin Booker and Doncic go face to face. Well, you know what? It's Wainwright has to step in. The officials haven't called anything yet.
It seems that Devin Booker is still not quite ready to talk before he knows the game is out of reach. Luka once again had to let him know during the post-game press conference to man up and talk before the game is one-sided.
I don't think you can say that in camera. You know.
He was talking to you, or he was talking to the ref?
No, he was talking to me. It's fine. It's just a competitive game, man. It's all good. Just next time, don't wait till it's 3 seconds left to talk.
Unfortunately, the Mavericks completely folded at the end of the season, and we won't get to see a rematch of this beef during the playoffs. But I'm sure that this beef will last for a very long time and for all of our enjoyment. Another amazing rivalry and beef was no other than LeBron James and the Cavs versus Steph Curry and the Warriors for nearly half a decade. This is another example of talking trash when you're up and not being able to back it up. During 2016, the Golden State Warriors were having a record-breaking season. With a 73-9 record, all the Warriors needed to complete their incredible season was the illustrious championship. They were going back-to-back against the LeBron James-led Cavaliers. The Golden State Warriors this series would take a 3-1 series lead in the finals. The series seemed all but over considering no team had ever come back from that deficit in the NBA Finals before. With tempers flaring during the biggest games of the season, post-game press conferences were also an exchange of words and shots at the opposing teams. One that really stuck out was from Klay Thompson, who had some choice words for LeBron James. Let's take a listen.
But obviously, people have feelings, and people's feelings get hurt, even if they're called a bad word. I guess his feelings just got hurt.
These words may have motivated LeBron and the Cavaliers to make a historic comeback. Let's hear what LeBron had to say about Klay's comments and what unfolded after this.
What did you say Klay said?
Klay said, I guess he just got his feelings hurt.
Oh, my goodness.
LeBron used these words as extra fuel to lead the charge of this one-of-a-kind finals comeback. The 3 games after Klay's comments would be a nightmare for Golden State. They saw their perfect season drift away game by game as LeBron and Kyrie went absolutely superhuman over the next 3 games to win the series. Even Steph had to admit how phenomenal those two were during that series.
I've never seen 2 guys play at that level
for 3 straight
games. It's the
games.
craziest thing I've ever seen. Like Bron and Kyrie were just on. Like we play well, they just play better. You can always tip your hat to somebody who just outplayed you, and that's what they did for 3 straight games.
LeBron would go on to win his 3rd championship and Finals MVP and lead the Cavs to their first ever championship. As we talked about before, you don't ever want to poke at one of the greatest to ever do it. These players learned some valuable lessons about trash talking and who to talk it to and who not to. Which was your favorite moment? What moments were you expecting to see? Drop a comment down below. Like this video if you're an avid trash talker on the court. And of course, subscribe to never miss a future video. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Ready to play the game like a pro? Welcome to ProClass.
To play like a pro, you need to train like a pro.
I'm De'Aaron Fox, Tyler Hero.
I'm Dame Lillard. Class is in session.
This is your only chance to train your game with some of the best players on the planet.
Keep working, don't give up.
ProClass is packed with hundreds of drills, workouts, and breakdowns, all specifically designed to skyrocket your skills like never before.
And you just waiting for the defender to make a mistake, and I can then step back and create separation.
Hero for the 3!
With over 20 signature training systems, you'll craft your shooting, handles, scoring, and athleticism, just like all-stars and future Hall of Famers. And with our limited time super sale, you can claim your 50% discount right now.
Come train with me
so we can improve our games together. Only on ProClass.
So get instant access and join ProClass before it's too late.
Let's get that work.